Hello everyone, in this video I am going to show you how to use an if node on SmowCode and how to create a meaningful flow from it. So let's start off with creating our flow. I'm using the on interval node as our starting node. I'm keeping the interval at 2 seconds, and let's connect that to a set value node which initializes a variable. Let's change the variable name to temp and let's initialize it to 35, and let's keep the data type as int32. Now let's connect the set value node to the if node, and as you can see the initial condition is if1, which means if always true. This means that it will always enter the if block and never go to the else block. As you can see on the right side of the if node, there are two bubbles. The first bubble on the top, if you hover over it, it says if, and the bottom bubble says else. So this has two outputs. One of them gets connected to the if block and one of them gets connected to the else block. This node is similar to an if else statement in our C program. So if the condition here is true, it will always execute the flow which is in the if block, which is connected to the if block, and if this condition here is false, it will execute the flow which is always in the else block. So let's make our flow for the if block. Let's change our condition first. So I'm going to keep the condition temp is greater than 30, and let's connect the display node right here to the if block, and let's change the display text value to too hot non-VAC. And similar to this, you can copy the nodes using command C and paste it using command V, and let's the command copy and command paste is for Mac. On Windows it's Control C and Control V. So let's change the display in the else block to too cold, turn off the AC. As you can see, this is a conditional flowing program. So if the condition is true, it would execute the flow which is connected at the top, and if the condition is false, it would execute the flow at the bottom. In our case it's true, so this would get displayed on our CL monitor. We can also add more if statements to check whether the AC is already on, and display another statement if the AC is on, that the AC is already on and we do not need to turn it on if it's too hot. And we can also check if it's already off and we do not need to turn off. So there can be nested ifs which would work more efficiently and which would be more detailed. For this simple program, we just have these two conditions, and let's upload our code to our ESP32. So in our serial monitor, we should see this statement being printed: too hot, turn on the AC after every 2 seconds, as we have used an on interval. And if we connect it to our ESP32, there we go. After every 2 seconds, it prints the statement. And we can, in the real case scenario, we can always connect these two if blocks to the relay which controls the AC, and that's how you would use it in a real case to turn off and turn on the AC automatically based on the temperature. And the temperature here can be also read from a temperature sensor. These are all hard-coded values, but for future use cases, this is how an if statement can be used, and it's one of the most used and one of the most important statements and nodes on SmowCode and in normal C programming as well.